So EA have released the Fantasy Foot Cup. We're going to go through all the rewards and a good formation and tactics to use if you're struggling. So we've got to play 4 matches and we get ourselves an 81 plus double. Then we have to play 8 matches and we get ourselves an 84 plus player pack. 2 wins gets you an 83 double pack. 4 wins the same pack. 6 wins the same pack. 8 wins is going to give you an 84 plus. And then 10 wins is going to give you an 83 plus times 10. Plus an 85 double. So let's have a look what we need and how many games, etc. we have in this game mode. So it's going to be under Fantasy Foot Cup. So there are 6 matches a day for the next 5.5 days. Really? So there isn't that many games. 6, 12, 24, 30. You've got 30 games to get 10 wins. So you got to win at least one of 3 every single time. So let's have a look. So we can have countries max 4, no loans. So basically your main team, doing Silver Cups earlier, so just ignore this. Let's go to our main team quickly. And I believe there's no rating on it either, so that's going to be good. So with the main team here, we have unfortunately got ourselves over the amount. So I've actually, because of my goalkeeper, I think, which is going to be a little bit annoying. So don't know if I have a better goalkeeper. We've got 9 nations. Ooh, okay, so we want to basically go through, sort out your nations as you were. Make sure you've got yourself 4 max nations. And this can be your bench. So, for example, I can take off a load of players. You see there, the nations in the top, but the bottom right there goes down to 8. That's going to be the same, no problem. Algeria is going to drop it down to 7. These players I've already got. So we're going to have to work around maybe taking out the German guys and the Belgian guys and sort of working our way around that way. That being said, we are going to have a look at formations now. And we're going to be looking at the 4-2-2. So if you don't know how the 4-2-2 works, it's when we have 2 CDMs and 2 cams. So let me show you exactly how this works. But first of all, get rid of all these loans and make up a team. So for argument's sake, of course, we are going to be using the team we have on the screen. But normally, we would go ahead and use our main team. So, press left trigger or L2, go to custom tactics, and you want to select any one of these. It doesn't matter which one it is. I'll go for defensive because it's just double tap left on the D-pad when you start, and we're here. So, you want to have balance, whip 45. You want to have depth on 70, build up play, balance, chance creation, direct passing, whip on 50. You want to have 5 players in the box, 2 on corners, 2 on free kicks. But if you find yourself being counter-attacked, swap them down to 1 and you'll be all right. Then you want to have your 2 midfielders into the CDM roles. Your 2 quickest players who you like to use out wide. So for me, Ronaldinho and Jairzinho. And then your 2 strikers are your 2 strikers. And then in terms of instructions, we want to have balance, getting behind, balance, balance. The other striker, balance, getting behind, balance, balance. Your left cam is going to be come back on the fence, get into the box for crosses. Make sure it's on those 2 and I'll explain why in a second. Balance, balance. And your right cam is the same. Come back on the fence, get into the box, balance, balance. Your 2 CDMs are going to be cut passing lane, stay back while attacking, and cover centre. These 3 is a must to have them on that. If you don't, you will notice there's a few problems that will happen. So make sure they're both on that. Stick to position on default and normal interceptions. Your left back is going to be stay back while attacking, default and overlap. And the same for your right back. And I'm going to explain how this formations work really, really quickly. But let's have a word from today's sponsor first. Are you tired of playing sweat teams like this? Make sure you go to Alt Nice, select Foot 23 coins, choose which console and how many coins you'd like to buy, select your payment method, and don't forget to add code NANIC for 6% off on all orders. So, with this formation, when you do not have the ball, your Ronaldinho and your Jairzinho are going to drop back into a 4-4-2. So, your 2 strikers will always sit on the halfway line, but as a defensive structure, you're going to be in 2 banks of 4, making you really compact and really difficult to break down. It's really important not to bring your players out of position. So, let's say you're using Xabi Alonso and you're running all over the place with him. That will make this formation fall apart. So, what I recommend doing is if you're looking for zonal marking, make sure that your Xabi Alonso or your Cruz, whichever one you're using, if your opponent's in the middle of the park, make sure they're sitting where they are on this picture. So just outside the box, marking that space in between your 2 centre-backs, because your right winger and your left winger are going to cover this area with your left back and centre-back. So your Cruz, for example, is going to have the free roam to mark the passing. Let's say they get a shot off or that your keeper collects a corner or a cross. You'll then immediately snap into your attack. And the reason why you want to have your right back and left back on overlap, let's say your opponent loves to push their left back or right back forward. The AI will recognize this and they will push them forward. But as soon as the left back and right back of your opposition will move back into position, your left back and right back will drop back into defense and you'll basically will never be caught out on the counter attack. So let's go back to that example of your goalkeeper collecting the ball from a shot or from a corner or from a cross. or a loose ball. You want to throw it to either your left back or to your right back, or pass it to your centre back, then to one of those two positions. And you want to use this triangle. So Ronaldinho, Cruz and Lahm is one triangle. Llorente, Jairzinho and Xabi Alonso are another triangle. You want to pass between them three players. Then, once you start moving forward up the field, move to the next triangle, which is going to be Mbappe, Jairzinho and Xabi Alonso, and Cruz, Cruyff and Ronaldinho. And these three triangles are perfect because these two strikers are ready to counter-attack. They're going to sit on the halfway line and goal hang, ready to counter-attack, whereas your two wingers will instantly turn around and run up the field to get into the box for the cross as soon as your keeper collects it. So all of a sudden you've got four players attacking, and you want to use only one of these midfielders to move forward. So if you move forward with Xabi Alonso, you have four players in front of him making it into a 5 attack. Let's say you lose the ball with Xabi Alonso, you don't have to worry because Cruz is back making 5 into defence. And Jairzinho and Ronaldinho will turn around and run back, making you really hard to break down. But as always, if you have any questions, comment down below. If you're new to the channel, hit that like button and subscribe. Make sure you treat this as champs, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.